This is Zoe, y'all. Make some noise. Make some noise for Zoe in the house. This is Zoe, man. How goes it?
It goes.
It goes.
Yeah.
Is that a good go? Or,
It's a good go because the response to the album so far has been incredible. So I can't complain at all. Like I said, this is my first time in Jacksonville, Florida, music related. So this is it. It's the first one.
and we definitely appreciate it. I mean, I appreciate it way more than them, but yeah. Yeah. So a couple people asked me. They was like, "Well, do you have any questions and stuff like that?" I know y'all have questions. It was like, "You do have questions?" I'm like, "Nah." I mean, and I've been thinking about questions ever since you said you
Think about some questions.
yeah. But I'm like, I've been studying this guy for a long time, so I'm not even gonna act like, I'm not even gonna go that route with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna kind of spill some things out on my end and then let my people speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, first off, this is the listening party, so I want to state directly on the album. But for people that don't know, kind of give a roundabout who you are, where you from, etc.
My name is Zoe, originally from the Motor City, Detroit. Currently living in Silver Spring, Maryland, the DMV area. I've been out there since '06. I've been the foreign exchange. I'm familiar with the foreign exchange. I am their musical director when we go out live. I've been touring with them since 2008. Frequently working with Fonte, like that's my brother. Frequently working with Cy Smith. I also tour solo with Carmen Rogers. I've been doing, some TV stuff with Black Dynamite, the second season, animated. Most recently, Sherman Showcase on IFC, doing music for that with Fonte. Also scoring documentaries and film, which is, that's kind of a dream move for me. But yeah, man, just independent artists to the fullest. My record label is American Express. That's what funds my shit.
Yeah. Straight up. So, just a quick plug in real quick. We got the merchandise table. So, Christmas is coming up. Somebody's birthday coming up.
Yeah.
Feel free to buy an album and buy a shirt and everything else. So the album, first off, you have shirts. The shirt is read the liner notes.
Right.
Everybody familiar with them liner notes? Anybody read liner notes in here? Y'all don't read liner notes? Y'all too busy streaming, that's why. But they got stuff on title though. But nevertheless, so I was reading the liner notes.
Okay.
And of course I'm just thinking like produced by Zoe or whatnot. But I did see a couple of songs where it's produced by a tall black guy.
Yeah.
And of course Fonte for sure. But was this the first time that you did music with Tall Black Guy in that regards?
This was y'all familiar with Tall Black Guy? Yeah. Okay, so Tall Black Guy, like that's my man. Like me and him both have Detroit ties. He also has Chicago ties as well. But he has recently moved to the DMV area. And with this album, I was going through a lot of life. I'll just put it there. I won't go into detail, but a lot of life-changing life. Y'all know that life is never straightforward, particularly with this album. Like I had to kind of stop production to deal with some stuff and then kind of bring it back. So what ended up happening was around April or May, like I was like creatively spent to where I was just like, if the album comes out, cool. If not, I really don't care.
And what percentage of the album was done at that time?
Shit, probably 25, 30. And I was just like, man, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a lot of heavy life stuff going on. So I, get on the phone with Fonte. Me and Fonte talk pretty regularly. And he was like, yo, man, you should try collaborating. And so me and Tall Black Guy got a history because he did a remix of This Could Be the Night back in 2013. So I reached out to him and was like, yo, man, what's good with you coming by the studio and us working? And he was like, cool. So literally 2 days later, he was by my studio. And I think Step Up Front was actually like the second or third song we did, period. Which I actually had, I recorded it and everything. I recorded video of that, which I'll be posting this week.
Yeah, I say post it.
Yeah, but like when he and I got together, it was kind of like, damn, why didn't we do this like 5 years ago? But you know, everything pretty much happens the way it's supposed to happen. And now me and Tall Black Guy are 15 tracks deep into some new stuff.
New stuff.
Yeah.
So, well, that's good to know. I didn't know that. But you know, in my mind, I feel like you, Tall Black Guy, and 14 KT.
Oh, that's my man.
I feel like all three of y'all just need to just like get together and just be like this trio.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's another Michigan cat. Like me and 14 KT go back to 2002, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was watching the interview, and before you was doing the touring with Carmen, which Carmen is the shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like that's who you go with. You had Cy Smith.
That's right.
So I learned that she was touring with you first.
Yes.
And I didn't even know that she went to, what was it,
She got a job on the Tonight Show right before it went to Jimmy Kimmel and The Roots.
Okay.
So when it was still Jay Leno, right before he retired, and she was working with their band.
Right.
So
So
she went back out on tour with Chris Brogan.
Gotcha. So it was good to kind of hear her come, you know, on the album or whatever. I mean, I didn't think that she wouldn't be on the album, but with the story that you're telling me, it's good to see that she, you know.
Oh man, yeah,
was like on the album.
Me and Cy, like literally, like a lot of these people that we work with are literally family. You know what I'm saying? Like if Cy's in town, you know, we'll go eat. You know, if I'm in town, I go over her crib and you know kick it with her. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of this stuff is very much done in house. Cause I'm like, you know, if I got Eric Roberson on speed dial, like I don't really need to reach out to too many other people. So, you know, we kind of like to keep it to where, you know, we ain't got to call new folks. And that's not to sound pretentious or anything. It's just, you know, it's what we like to do. Like, why break the formula?
And it seems like everybody in the camp has a very great work ethic, you know what I'm saying? And the consistency of it, and at the same
That's it right there. Like, and that's what's kind of difficult when you do kind of reach out, you know, beyond the team. It's like, you know, you really don't know how people work, and like sometimes they don't.
Can you say those last two words again?
So,
rewind. Yeah, exactly. Rewind. Yeah.
Because I mean, like for this album, we really made an effort to reach out to different people. Yeah. And for a second, the joke was the album is going to be called Four Flake. Because a lot of folks, but you know, I mean, like, a lot of times it's hard to line up schedules. The folks I was reaching out to are very, very busy, which I understand. So I mean, it wasn't no thing where it was like, you know, fuck that nigga, and, you know, just neo soul beef. You know what I mean? Like it's, you know, it ain't no love lost. It's still all professional.
Right. So with that being said, you had the other mighty Stokely Williams. Y'all familiar with Stokely Williams? I almost played, you know what? So when I'm DJing, I be wanting to like, when I play Sweat, I be wanting to like throw in mid condition and be like, bam, bam. Like, and then go back to your song, but I don't do that. So, but nevertheless, so with that, reaching out to him, could you explain that process, whatever? Because when I saw that Stokely was on your album, I'm like, yeesh. Okay.
Yeah. No, that was a dream collaboration. Because I mean, this is, to me, Stokely is in my top 5 favorite male vocalists of all time. You know, that includes Marvin and Donnie. You know what I mean? So this dude, to me, is a living legend. This is somebody that I grew up. We all in here pretty much grew up listening to him with Mint Condition and all that stuff. So,
right.
But y'all know Fonte is working with the Questlove Supreme podcast.
Correct. Yeah.
So with that, you know, he's basically breaking bread with anybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. Yeah.
So ironically, originally Sweat was for Al B. Sure. We wrote that song. I wrote the music and Fonte wrote the lyrics for Al B. Sure. He said he was down to do it. It just fell through. It wasn't anything crazy or anything. It just didn't happen. So we ended up reaching out to Stokely, and you know, it took a little bit because I think he was working on something with Jam and Lewis, which I'm like, oh damn, we up here interacting with somebody who's working with two of my idols. And so we waited a little bit, and he finally sent it back. And when he sent back Sweat, it ended up knocking off 2 other songs on the album. And when he sent it back, we were done. The album
He
was
said that was
finished.
the last song.
That was the last one.
Last song on the album.
After that, we didn't need no more.
Yeah, I mean Stokely, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we didn't need no more.
Y'all ain't gonna sing it with me?
They let me hang it, bro.
Cool, man. So, back to the liner notes. You play all the instruments, correct?
Yep, with the exception of the drums and guitar on Bet You Wonder.
Okay.
But everything else, I'm trying to think. Everything else I played, and the drum programming on Four Moms and Step Up Front, that was Talk Like That. But everything else I played.
Everything else.
Yeah.
So, how many instruments is that? That's like at least 4.
Yeah, it's 4.
4 instruments. Can you run it down?
Keys is the main, bass is secondary.
Yeah.
I'm studio gangster on like drums and guitar.
Okay.
So I play enough to where I can edit the shit in kind of places where I want to.
But it sounded good though, right? Could you tell that he was studio gangster with it? Would have never known that. And you said in the interview prior to coming here, you stated that the guitar, he was like, he was kind of fiddling with it as far as the electric guitar.
Yeah, guitar has always been my weakest. But like doing the music for Black Dynamite, the season 2 joint, I had to practice a lot for it, and I had to a lot of that stuff was guitar based, and like wah-wah guitar and all that stuff. So like I'm doing all this stuff guitar based, and starting to get stronger and starting to get confident on it. And so then I was able to take what I was doing with TV stuff and implement it into stuff I was doing in the studio for my own stuff.
So when it comes to the documentaries, the scoring,
yes.
Do you pull, is there a different channel? I'm sure it's a different channel when you go into like the documentary side, the scoring part, but does it give it a balance? Like do you come out of the music, the movie part and go back into the music with something innovative or make you stronger? How does that work?
I would say so because I think for like movies and scoring and stuff like that, like I'm utilizing instruments that I've never utilized, utilizing sounds and different feelings and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that works that way, and I can implement it in my own song this way. So I'm definitely able to kind of take from that and place it into new music.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Fonte. Y'all familiar with Fonte, right? So Fonte is another selfish plug. He entered into Al Pete's top 5 MCs probably around Charity Starts at Home.
Okay.
So he entered into that. So I didn't know that you did For Yours, right? Is it the For Yours joint?
Yeah.
How was that? Like, how was it even working with Fonte? Because Fonte, in my mind, Fonte is a fool. Like, Fonte will make you laugh like crazy.
This is how we work.
Not fool like bad fool.
No. This is how we work. So like, if I'm over his crib and we at the studio, we will. Let me see. Let's say I get over there like 6 o'clock. We will clown, catch up, all this kind of stuff, eat until about 2 o'clock, and then we work for about an hour and end up having like 2 songs done. So it's always the same. It's always the same pattern. Like that's my brother. Like literally, like separated at birth type of thing. So us working together is nothing. It's to the point where now, for example, like the new Little Brother album, for the interludes, like the Royal Lee joint, like I did that joint, the trap producers and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was just done like off of him sending me a voice memo. And we're kind of we're two very like minds musically.
Yeah. I wouldn't say, no disrespect or anything, but it definitely seems like when Zoe was in the captain seat, it seems like Fonte is, captain seat, whatever, but it seems like, you're the Jordan and he's like really like Pippen type action. He definitely assists like very well. He comes in clutch. Like I mean, he does like the backgrounds.
Yeah.
He does writing. Like he writes songs and stuff like
Like
that.
normally how we'll do it is, I'll do a full instrumental. I'll just do a full instrumental and send it to him, and he'll either write over it, or we'll just have a discussion like, who do you hear on this song? Do you hear male vocalists, female vocalists? What type of tone? Is it like an Arrow? Is it like an Anthony David? You know what I'm saying? And then we'll, like for Sweat, for example, I did the full instrumental, sent it over to him. The next day, he did the full vocal demo, wrote it, did the full demo, and then after that, the rest was kind of easy because it was like, we got a full song right now. So now it's just a matter of, you just recording over what we did and putting your own thing on it, which is so crazy about the Stokely joint, because I was like, I hope when he records it, like he does his like Stokely-isms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The way it's unmistakably him. And when he sent it back, like I think I listened to that joint like 3 hours in a row. Because it was like it was so him. Fonte's demo was dope. And he'll even tell you, but it's like, this is Stokely, bro. Like,
Right.
yeah, it was a totally new song.
I saw somebody online say, "Well, you gonna release the demo?" And I virtually like slapped that person in the face. I was like, "Nah, you can't do that like that."
No.
So
it's a demo for a reason. We keep those. I got them all, but because I'm a pack rat with that stuff, and I don't want to. But yeah, no, we're not releasing that.
Gotcha. So when it comes to the song topics or whatnot, are you instrumental in that, or is it like, well, you just because you do the instrumentals?
Yeah.
And
that's normally a Fonte thing.
Okay. So he came up with all of the like ideas or whatever. So nothing really like kind of tugs to you in regards to like personal or like anything that you just like, what I'm saying, life experience. It's kind of hard to tell.
Not really. Like I'll normally just turn out instrumentals and just sing them. Instrumental, sing.
So, all right. I'm sorry. Is it for moms?
Yes.
So would you consider that being a little more close to the heart?
That one, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
That one, yes. That one, my 9-year-old daughter made her debut.
I was say, who was that young lady at the end? I was like, oh, she's precious.
Yeah, that's my baby girl.
Leslie, right?
Yep. Who has a dedication track.
Read the liner notes. Read the liner notes, y'all. Read them.
Yeah, I did a dedication track to her on Sunstorm while she was still in utero. So, now she's 9 and taking over shit. And so I was like, I might well get you on the record. I had her on another record, helping me with hand claps.
Yeah.
But that one didn't make the album, so I was like, I gotta get her on here somehow.
Get them credits.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, 2 more questions from me, then I'm gonna open up the floor. So, 2 degrees, right? 2 or 1?
2 degrees of
degrees. You got degrees.
Yes.
Like.
I thought you meant a separation. You talking about education? I was about to say.
My son listen with like.
I was about to say, where you go?
All right. Again,
that was
you have 2 degrees. Like,
yes.
Can you speak on those?
All right. You know your baby mama, nigga. 2 degrees of separation, player. Yes, I do have 2 degrees. I attended Western Kentucky University, which ironically, the last time I was in Jacksonville, Western Kentucky University baseball team was playing Jacksonville University in 2000 because my squad and y'all squad was both in the Sun Belt Conference. So if y'all didn't know, I used to play baseball and was drafted and all that good stuff. But yes, I have a degree in graphic design. That's my bachelor's. And when I moved to DC, I started teaching music to at a special ed school. So these are all kids that are like court appointed to be at this school. I used to say that they had one foot in the classroom, 1 foot in the jail. And like my music class, I felt like was kind of their therapy. And I always took the responsibility of being like the black male figure for them because they didn't see any. So I taught music for 5 years, from 06 to 2011. and got my master's in special education with emphasis on behavioral disabilities.
Sounds good. We got the educated musician in the house. All right, so last question from me.
Yes, sir.
So this is sponsored by Mr. Peterson's Neighborhood and the Groove Suite. Oh, thank you. So I have a question that I asked. It ain't the degree of separation.
Okay.
Okay. So I asked people. So I asked the people who I interview. One particular question is, what's your groove? So basically, you tell me what you're listening to right now, what you recommend to us.
Oh man.
All that. So yeah. So what's your groove? What you pumping right now?
Thundercat. I like to listen to cats who make me want to go into the studio. So like Wajid from Detroit, Flying Lotus. Shoot. Anything Mizell Brothers. Y'all familiar with the Mizell Brothers? Yeah. So like Johnny Hammond, Bobby Hutcherson, Donald Byrd, Blackbirds, that era. I love that. That's like Mizell Brothers are like probably my third or fourth favorite producers, whereas Leon Silvers the third is like my favorite of all time. And JD is like my second, kind of interchanges depending on what it is. But I mean, I always represent Dilla because of Detroit.
Yeah, for the G.
But yeah, all of that stuff that pushes me to where I'm like, yo man, damn, like I'm mad I didn't do that. I remember, and I still got to tell Tall Black Guy this. There was a joint he did like in 2012, and that shit made me mad. Cause I was like, damn, like, why did I do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta tell him. I gotta call him and tell him, like, yo, man, you made some shit that made me mad, bro.
You don't seem like the competitive type of guy.
I don't.
No, he don't.
Oh.
You don't either, really.
Well, I come from sports.
I know.
So everything
about baseball.
Everything to me is win-loss, bro.
Yeah. Understood. All right, so round of applause again, y'all, for Mrs. Zoe. Does anybody in the floor have any questions, comments? Anybody got something to say? Does somebody raise their hand? You gotta come up, because we ain't got no.
You can just yell it. You can
yell it. I was gonna say, you can yell it.
Yeah, you can yell it.
What's going on, bro?
How you doing, man?
So, you've been telling us that you're working with Black Dynamite Season 2. How did that come about? Was it something that they approached you about initially, or?
The Black Dynamite Season 2 animated series happened through one of my boys named Fatin Horton. Fatin was working with Carl Jones, who is the creator of Black Dynamite, and I think he had a hand in Boondocks. I can't think of his title, but he was actually working with Carl on some Boondock stuff, and I think they were transitioning between music supervisors, and me and Fatin are real close. So he hit me like literally like a year before it even happened, and was like, "Yo, I got this opportunity." He was like, I only want to come to you. I know you can play everything, so I don't have to outsource. So he was like, are you down to do it? I was like, hell yeah, I'm down to do it. At that point, I had no credits. So I at least wanted to, to get the credits and start to build that up. So yeah, it was fun. The TV stuff is fun, because I mean, a lot of the stuff that you do is no longer than 90 seconds. Which I'm like, when you're coming off an album and you're doing 5-minute songs, I'm like, 90 seconds is nothing. So that's basically how it came about. It was like 2011.
Anybody else got questions?
You can yell it. I mean, what you can yell it.
I can yell it. So all of your albums have the 2 words.
Yeah.
Skybreak, man-made. Can
Yep.
you explain what FourFront, where you came up with FourFront?
FourFront is basically talking about kind of me pushing to the front as an artist, because a lot of times when people see me, or even you know, they'll come up to me and be like, yo man, I'm your biggest fan, and you know, still think I sing on the record. And you know, you have to like really explain to people what you do, because when you put out producer compilations, it gets kind of confusing because they see your face and they think that you're automatically like vocally involved in the project when it's not. Like, you know, I'm up front, but like producers are automatically in the background. So FourFront is just a way to kind of, you know, explain exactly what I do. Like I'm a producer, I'm a multi-instrumentalist. You know, I'm, you know, directing this and pointing out this and picking out that, where I'm not actually singing. Like I had somebody at my show a couple weeks ago, they was like, I'm mad you didn't sing. I was like, you should be happy I didn't sing. Your ass would have left. So that's basically the FourFront piece.
Any other questions?
My favorite top 6 rappers is Mr. Alp, Mr. Killer Mike, and Scarlett and Don Tripp, and Outkast as a group. But what are your favorite 6? Not 5, but 6.
6 favorite rappers?
Yeah. All time, baby.
Oh shit.
Thank you, Ava.
The top 5 question. Top 6 question. I get an honorable mention. I'm gonna go off the cuff, man. Let's see. Rakim, Kane, Nas. This one gets tight. Black Thought. Of all time, we got 6 for 40 years of history. 40 years.
Did you see what Jazzy Jeff said? Jazzy Jeff was like, it's hard for people that's in the game 30, 40 plus to say they.
It's tough because I'd rather put them in eras.
Ah, gotcha.
Kaz, Grandmaster Kaz. That's 5. Shit, that should be good enough. We want an honorable mention. Drake 3000.
Question.
Within your creative process, do you think about reaching different demographics, or what is your process with that?
Okay. The question was, within my creative process, do I think about reaching different demographics? With this project, I did. Normally, I just kind of create, and then just whatever happens, happens. But with this one, like, I really wanted to make an effort to kind of move the needle to where, like, you know, Sunstorm, Man-Made, Skybreak, I felt kind of reached the same audience. And this one, I wanted to kind of move beyond that, particularly with trying to reach out to different artists I never worked with. And I think that's where, like, the Stokely record makes a big difference. And working with, like, a newcomer like Devin Morrison, or like Madison McFerrin, who is Bobby McFerrin's daughter, and Taylor McFerrin's sister. So yeah, I think on this one, there was much more of an effort to try to reach new ears, and to be honest with you, that's kind of why I'm doing like the listening parties and just inviting people out for free, because I'm just like, even if you don't know me, you know, because independent artists, one of our greatest allies is word of mouth. So, you know, tell your friends and tell their friends and come on out, and, you know, what's to lose? It's for free. You listen to this music, you either dig it or, you know, maybe not so much. But if you do, then, you know, tell a couple people, and to get new ears on, you know, so that's another way I'm trying to expand as well, too.
Is there any artist that you haven't worked with that you want to work with?
Artists that I haven't worked with that I want to work with, at the top of that list would be Faith Evans. I would love to do an album. Like, I'm a big Faith Evans fan and have been for a long time. And I think we could put some magic together.
I feel like she's reachable though. I feel like we can go on Twitter and like DM her real quick.
I think you know what, I've been giving that
Listen, she'll do it. Shouts out to Hendrix.
like I've been giving that answer for like 5 years, and I've just been waiting like,
Hey, Hey,
We gonna
we
respond.
on that job tomorrow, Twitter tomorrow. Twitter gang.
Come on, real Faith Evans.
Any other questions? Anybody got any questions? Any other questions in the house?
So where do you get your inspiration from? I've been listening to you for years, and I love pretty much everything you touch.
Thank you.
Where did your inspiration come from?
Rent. No, I mean it's kind of it's honestly
American Express.
yeah, no, it's a balance to where some of it is like just real life stuff.
I've really heard anything you do that doesn't resonate.
Right.
I'm real strong with music, and anything you do is just randomly in my playlist, and I'm like, oh my God, he is amazing.
Thank you. And I know to me, like, even when creating, like, my barometer, like, I mean, for example, when I was a kid and I would listen to, like, Shalimar Friends and, like, would hear certain parts and would get goosebumps, but just didn't know what it was because I was, like, 6, you know, I still, like, strive to create that feeling or recreate that feeling, you know, for others. I feel like if I feel it like I think I create from an honest place. Whether it would be for, you know, to make it before the first, or just, you know, something I saw that day, or, you know, the weather that day, or, you know, if I'm out west, you know, stuff may feel a little bit differently because it's, you know, I think the sun shines a little brighter out there. But it's all, I feel like everything I create, or at least everything I try to create, is from an honest place. And I feel like if it comes from an honest place, it's easier to feel. Because music is feeling and emotions. It'll make you, there's certain type of music for every emotion out there. So like, I try to kind of touch on all of it. Hopefully it's all good.
Real quick, I want to point out that MJ, we did an interview with Taste Test earlier, and she made a point. She said, you know, it's like you have your own sound. And I'm glad she said that because I already feel that already. So it's just cool for somebody else to say that you have your own sound. And I feel like the identity that you have, even when I look at Sherman Showcase and,
Right.
and Black Dynamite, all the way to the Just Listens, you know, 1, 2, and 3. Like I listen to them, I mean, it's still that sound. It's definitely a bigger sound once it gets bigger and bigger. But you definitely have that sound, and everything, always like Sweat, yeah, Sweat, yeah.
And to me as an artist, like that's
Sweat make you want to call somebody. Yeah, make you want to call somebody.
Did y'all call somebody tonight? Oh, okay. So we all wrong. No, like I just think as an artist, like, so for someone to say that, you know, your music has a certain, like, that's one of the highest compliments that you can receive. I read tweets and stuff, and I've seen people say, like, you know, I could already tell that Zoe was playing keys on this song, and to me, I'm like, oh, that's incredible to me, because, you know, you didn't even have to read it to feel it. You know what I mean? Like, you're feeling me playing keys, which, you know, it's a small thing, but it's huge.
I will say, what is it? With Everything Is New with Lil Brother.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I want to say I knew. Well, yeah, I knew you, but it's like I didn't know that you had the influence that you had on that song. So once I found out that was you on that song, I was like, going forward, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna miss this out. So, you know, so going forward, it was like a lot of music that you did. I could just hear it and just feel it and be like, yeah, that's so.
Word. Yeah, that's what I strive for, man.
Yeah,
like just being identified, and sometimes, you know, not being identified, like with the "Drop It Low for Jesus" joints. People were sending me that song, not knowing that me and Fonte did it, and they was like, "Yo, man, did you hear this?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I heard that in November."
I don't know. I was saying it was like probably like a week straight. When that video came out, it was like everybody was going nuts over it. I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
I was like, "Yeah, that's dope."
I got sent to hell about 200 times. Baby. You going to hell, like, man, I'm gonna have a lot of company.
Okay, so how deep of hell did you go? Was it the Drop It Low for Jesus, or was it Mary J. Blige remake? 'Cause I
was
feel-
dropping low, dog.
It was dropping low,
I
okay.
remember them sending us the vocal demo of it, and like me and Fonte just getting on the phone. Like, you know how sometimes you get on the phone with your people, and like y'all don't even say hello, like you just hear the phone answer, y'all just start cracking up. Like that's what that was. It was a moment like that. And then, you know, literally probably about an hour later, like I did all the music, because the music was simple. And it was like when we heard the final verse, we was like, man, y'all are wild. Super hard.
Yeah. But the Neo joint was dope though.
Oh man.
The Neo joint was actually clean.
That was crazy. Now the Neo joint was, I did that music for FourFront.
Is that one of the songs that got knocked down because of stolen?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was
okay.
early. That was like the time loop instrumental. I think I did. That was like the second instrumental I did for the whole album. And I didn't want to give it away. I was like, man, I don't want it. And Fonte was like, nah, man, you know the show paying. I was like, all right. So we did it off, and Fonte again did the demo vocals. He and Diallo and Bashir, who are, you know, the two co-stars on the show, wrote it. And next thing I know, I think in January, they sent me a copy. They was like, yeah, Neo did it. I was like, did what? They was like, nah, he sang the time loop joint. He sounded great on the joint. I was like, damn, this is great. Like, we need to do an 80s album with Neo.
Yeah, he would kill it though. He would do good though.
Yeah, it was dope.
So last thought that I have, my last selfish plug, you know, that I'm gonna throw out there. It's pretty dope that you was at 25% of your album, right? And you were just like whatever with it. So for you to, you know, go through life and handle stuff how you handle it, and for you to come back and like do 75% and give us this beautiful project, I think that's remarkable, man, and that's a definition of like a real musician and a real human being. So we should give a round of applause for him doing something magnificent like that. So, and last thing, I can't think of the name of the song. It's on, is Loving You, Holding You?
Yeah. The Don Blackman song.
When I get married, I'm probably gonna walk down the aisle with that song.
I mean, you know,
Straight up.
You need me to show up and play it, brother. Let me know.
Right.
As long as they don't sing the lyrics.
No lyrics, just instrumental.
Yeah, no lyrics.
Right. All right, so we got one more question, and that's that. We're gonna wrap it up. What you got, sir?
You mentioned you were an athlete. You went to Western Kentucky to play baseball. Was sports your first love? And you went, I don't know if you were on a baseball scholarship, but when did you start doing music? Were you doing music when you were playing baseball?
That's a good question. Sports was my first love. I started, I guess I'll give you the timeline. I started piano lessons at like 6, but hated it. Like, I mean, what 6-year-old kid, you know, likes to sit down and practice? And, you know, my thing was, you know, running around in the neighborhood, like running around the neighborhood kids, we playing tag and football in the streets, and, you know, and then I started playing baseball at 9 and got hooked, super hooked. Because my mother's a huge baseball fanatic. I got it from her. So started playing and was good. Ended up getting drafted to Toronto Blue Jays in '96 in the 13th round, and ended up going to school. Went to Western Kentucky on a full scholarship. So I came out of school with no debt. I accumulated all my debt doing this shit. I got to deal with Equifax. But yes, no, baseball was my first love, period. Like, I had a passion for it. It was all baseball, and then I would play music kind of on the side. And then baseball stopped abruptly once I graduated at age 22. And so I had my keyboard, I had a sequencer, and I had some floppy disks, and I just started making beats at that time. I was making beats and started sending them off to one of my homeboys, and he would play them for his homeboys, and I was getting a good response. And I was like, oh shit, this is kind of crazy. And so it kind of got addictive. And so my passion from baseball kind of transferred over to music, and it's been that way almost for 20 years now. Yeah.
Very nice. All right, so we're going to let the album play again, but y'all give another round of applause for the man, Zoe. Do better than that. Make some noise, make some noise.